Hey guys, it's Imani. Sorry, I look so tired. I'm still very tired. I made another thing of tea, and I actually just finished baking some cookies. And I want to talk. I want to chit chat. um, I want to talk about. I think femininity is so important. I think it's a hot topic right now. I think Christianity and religion is a very hot topic right now. Either that or I'm the only person, or I'm just very curated for that type of audience. That's the type of content I'm ingesting, which I think is really good. But, sorry, this is tea time, which is cookies, tea, and equality. So I have the tea here. The cookies are cooling. Today I made peanut butter cookies because I don't have any flour, so I made gluten-free peanut butter cookies. And they're really good, actually. Really, really good. I think I just wanted something salty and sweet, honestly. So I made cookies. Okay. So, but I think with all those very hot topics, it's very important to have those, but I think also it's very important to have, because education is honestly very big, but I feel like the only education that we see is like tech education and business education, and there's not a lot of education, free education for other areas, as in health and policy work and law work, and it's not super fun and sexy and like, oh, I code and like I have this super hot setup. It's more like this, like, oh, let's just have a aristocratic discussion of like everyone participates and we all, oh, my speaker's gonna die. We all let me go ahead and turn this down then. And let me grab my cookies, see if they're ready. So I have my cookies, but I have to eat them with a spoon because, sorry, you know I'm always wearing like a crop top or a bralette. I have to eat them with a spoon because they're really soft. It's really good. It's so good. So good. But basically, I want to discuss equality of, amongst our peers, which kind of goes into the first video I posted today about talking about immigration. But this is something that's very important to me. And I kind of have to take a step away from the first video and then come back and be like, okay, this is kind of like the synopsis of like why lax immigration laws are so important. It's because of fundamental equalities. When you have those fundamental equalities, it's very important to acknowledge that. So I really want to talk about equality not the equality that we all face, which is equality of man. But I really want to talk about equality amongst different frames of thinking. I think I've just been going through something, and I'm still struggling with this, but I just want to be open and share about it. As a young adult, it can be very difficult to claim your independence and say clearly what you need and what you don't need. And I feel like when you vocalize what you don't do and don't need and what you do and don't want, and then people don't agree with that, or don't support that in ways that challenges you as an adult and not as a person of equal standard. I see this a lot when you're young adult in your 20s, and people in their 30s and 40s and 50s, they really tend to diminish what you are trying to articulate. And I think it takes time. I don't think those things change, but I think it just takes time for people to realize, for you to have the voice, for you to unleash that voice of what you're trying to articulate. But that is kind of the issue, is that either you become how everyone else becomes and starts to think how everyone else thinks, and your frame of mind becomes what everyone else is. You follow the herd, or you don't. And I think when you don't follow the herd, it can be so scary, and you feel like you've let everyone down. You start to kind of go into this anguish. But I feel like, what would happen if Jesus followed the herd instead of being a leader? And I feel like if you can grasp onto those qualities, more so you will face so much iniquity, but you start to stand up for other people's rights and privileges and lives. And that's just very important to me, because it's not just about one person. It's not just about this, a couple of people. It's about as we age, sorry. As we age, what are we doing in our lives not to be more and more successful? Because we are already successful. Through Christ alone, we are successful. In Jeremiah 3:29, I'm pretty sure it's 3:29, for God wants a life for us that is successful. And through God, we are successful. But what are we doing as we get older and older and older to be more like Jesus, to be more like Christ, to follow that framework, and not to be the standard, and not to be like everyone else, but to truly equalize and bring more rights to the rights of man? And I think when you have that sort of discipline in you, like, no, Jesus would want everyone to feel equal. And yes, God is outside of that because he's the one that's pushing for that. But also, like, if I was in the room with Jesus, it would feel like that, like speechless. I would cry and be emotional, but I would just be excited to hear his teaching. And that is also why I so heavily talk about our push for people to watch The Chosen, and the main character, Jonathan Rumi, plays Jesus, and he's great. But I love The Chosen, and so yeah, very important to me, equality. So I know this video wasn't that great, but I'm still gonna post it, and hopefully someone got something out of this. Thank you guys. Bye.